Here's another quick update, another compilation video for the last, I guess about 2.5, 3 months of stuff I've done on the Jeep since the last video. So enjoy.
Okay, so since I've done the last video on the Jeep, I know previously I talked about having to swap out this distributor. I went ahead and ordered a CJ3A distributor for the L134 engine, which is what this is. I also put an external coil on it, wired everything up. Runs fantastic now. I've not had any issues with stalling out after 3 or 4 miles. Something inside the old distributor was overheating and causing it to lose its spark. I'm not sure what it was. I tried different parts. I tried the cap. I tried points. I tried pretty much everything I could do with that old distributor. It just needed to go. I picked up this kit online for, I think I paid $250 for it. Came with the distributor. It came with all new wires, the coil, and 4 traditional spark plugs. So I did have to take the waterproof spark plugs out. And I did have to buy a bracket to hold that coil onto the side of the block of the L134. All of these engines have, both the military and the CJ 3A, 2A versions all have existing studs in the side of the engine block for the bracket that holds the coil in place. So we've done that. Just knocked the bike over. I've also went ahead and ordered a decal kit for the Jeep. It's actually not a decal kit, but it was like a template kit. So this is painted on. I just used spray paint. Basically, it's a die cut template that you put on the Jeep on the different panels, and then you spray it with paint after you mask everything off. And you can see that I didn't do the best job masking, so there's some spots where I'm going to come through with the OD and touch it up or get some kind of paint remover on there. But it looks pretty good for what it is. I paid about $60 for the kit, so it was well worth it. Came with enough to do both sides of the hood. I put the star on the hood of the Jeep, which I know is not the original correct size. It should be 20 inch, that's a 15. And it's actually not exactly where it's supposed to be based on OE procedures, but it looks awesome, and that's where I ended up putting it. I did the fuel expansion warning, tire pressure, the star on the back. There's a, on the opposite side, it's the same thing. There's a star on the opposite quarter panel, all the tire pressure markings. And these look, I mean, they look great. They're painted on there. So I also did the bumper insignias for the particular group that the Jeep would have been assigned to. So I did the 74th Engineering Heavy Equipment Battalion, Bravo Company. This was an actual engineering unit from Korea in I believe in 1952 from my research online. The number over there, so that's Bravo Company, and then vehicle number 9. I did the same thing on the back. Sorry, there's junk all in my garage, but 74th Engineering Heavy Equipment, Bravo 9. So what else have we done? So I also installed some safety straps that go in here. Got those online. Okay, so continuing on talking about the straps here. They just clip on to the brackets here, and then you can adjust to tighten it up if you're riding around. So when I get in the Jeep, I usually tighten this up. Got one for each side. Online, these things for the kit are like $150. These brackets I found at Ace Hardware for $1.97. And these straps, which are made for this Jeep, online, they're made for the M151 and the M38 safety door straps. I paid under $10 for each one of these from an Army surplus website online. So do your research if you're going to buy these things. The parts are out there for way less than what you'll pay for some of the kits that people put together. I got the tie-down strap for the fuel tank done. I bought this webbing online. It's just cotton 1.5 inch webbing. And then I went ahead and bought a hand rivet gun and riveted everything back together. I went ahead and also concealed the wiring for this electric wipers. I didn't have a good way to do it before. The original M38 had tubing that ran off of vacuum lines. It was screwed into the bottom of the frame here. They're on the frame rail. Since I had switched to electric, I had to find a way to conceal all this wiring. And before, as you see, if you watch the videos, you can see there was just a loom of wires that ran between these two units that was sealed with electrical tape, and it was just kind of hanging there. So I went ahead and took the thing about how I wanted to conceal this. Actually took some of that webbing that I'd left over and wrapped the wiring in it and stuffed it between the frame support here and the windshield rubber. And I just basically stuffed it in there real tight all the way across, ran my wires down, and that concealed that. And it's pretty much, you know, everything blends in together because of the color, so it looks pretty good. I added an ammo can here in the middle as a center console, and a way for me to keep my paperwork and everything, registration, all that stuff available for the Jeep. So that's where we're at with everything. Still got a lot of more stuff to do still. This is my spare wheel. Previous videos I talked about getting it sandblasted because it was just too nasty looking. I decided this afternoon I was going to take it out, take a look at it, and decided I was just going to wipe it down, wash it down, and just clean it up. And I threw some paint on it and some Krylon primer, and it turned out just fine. So, sorry for the fan noise. The local sandblaster here in town wanted $80 to do this one wheel, which I thought was kind of ridiculous for what that entailed. So, went ahead and decided it's a spare wheel. Likelihood that I'm going to use it is pretty slim, so I'm just going to go ahead and paint it and throw it on there. I did order a spare tire this afternoon as well from the internet. Same tire right here that's on here, same size, the 7x16 D-Track D-Stone 506, so that'll be mounted up and ready to go. I also put an order in for a set of lap seat belts in OD green. So those are going to look pretty good. I don't know when I'm doing my roll cage, which the plan was to put 3-point seat belts in the Jeep, but I don't know when I'm doing that roll cage, so I need some sense of seatbelt security, safety, until that roll cage gets installed. So we're going to go ahead and install those lap belts. So when the time comes that I go to install those, I'll show a video of what those look like after they're done. I ordered the footman loop that goes right here on the front of the hood, as well as the strap that goes for the windshield. So if you fold the windshield down, you can secure it to the front of the hood here, and it won't go flying up while you're driving. And then right here, I had my brother 3D print me some hood blocks. The original ones are made out of oak. They're, for what they are on the internet, I was not willing to pay $25 or $30 for a block of wood, essentially, just to bolt on the hood of this Jeep and then paint it. So I had him, gave him the dimensions for these, and he was able to 3D print me some plastic, basically the hood blocks, which they look great. They serve the same purpose, and I just basically, instead of drilling holes through them and bolting them through the hood, I just ran basically self-drilling screws through the bottom, through the existing holes that were in the hood for those already. So again, it's not a show Jeep, it's just a basic motor pool type restoration for this one. So I'm just happy it's back on the road, and we're, you know, after 45 years or so of it sitting, we're back in business. So once I get my new parts from the vendor, it should be in the next week or so, as well as the tire, I'll show what all that looks like. I'll do like a short or something to put on the channel to show you what everything looks like. And then once I get the Jeep out and get everything done on it and get it out in the sunshine, I'll show you guys, I'll do like a walk around on it and show everybody what it looks like and how it runs and how it sounds with that new distributor and everything in there. Right now, we're looking at a timeline of about 6 or so months before I'll be doing anything else beyond the stuff I just discussed. We're going to be pretty busy family-wise around here, and the next big purchase for the Jeep is going to be to get the OEM soft top for this thing with the side curtains. So I'm doing some research on the vendor I want to get to do that. That'll be the next thing, but that will probably be December or January before I get that ordered. So it's kind of expensive, and you have to have an order put in. It takes about 6 to 8 weeks to get it custom made. So that's in the future. That's coming. the seat belts, the tire, all that stuff, and I'll show the top video obviously when it comes in and it gets installed. If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. I'll be happy to help you out. But I appreciate all the subscribers and everybody who's watched and followed the channel the last 3.5 years or so. But I appreciate it. If you need anything, let me know. I'll be happy to answer any questions. Appreciate your time.